Welcome to the family with
Officer Dave
and Andy Brant Bernard.
and Josh Arnold will be here in about 45 minutes, whenever he shows up. I'm going to read a story about how much caffeine is too much caffeine. And I was just looking on a bottle of soda that I was drinking. It says it's got caffeine in it, but it doesn't say how much caffeine is in it.
Bottle of soda, probably like 40 milligrams, something like that.
40 milligrams for the 16-ounce size.
I would think. It's much less than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
And a cup of coffee is 80-ish, I think.
How much caffeine is too much caffeine? The American Heart Association, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration say 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day is safe for most people. That's somewhere between 300 and 400 milligrams of caffeine.
It just seems like so much coffee.
It's a lot of coffee.
4 cups a day?
That's my normal get up and go though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I love coffee, but I never get a chance to drink it because I've been getting up at 3:30 in the morning
Right.
for too long.
I can understand that.
That sucks.
You get one of those coffee makers, you put the stuff in the night before, then you set the timer, and there you go. Fresh
Yep.
cup of coffee when you wake up.
Mhm.
You could do that. But I don't like it when it's so hot it scalds the crap out of your tongue.
I know,
that's
that's like
true.
the thing is everyone wants their coffee to be boiling temperature minus 0.1 degree. It's like you can't even drink it at that point.
Here you go. Since Sunday is National Coffee Day, we thought we'd caution you so you don't go overboard celebrating just how much caffeine is too much caffeine. According to one cardiologist, caffeine consumption is safe up to a point for most people who don't have a heart condition. The American Heart Association and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration say that point is around 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day for most people. Depending on the strength of your coffee, 3 to 4 cups, somewhere between 300 and 400 milligrams of caffeine. To hit that level with other drinks, you need to drink 1 to 3 energy drinks, 4 to 5 cans of Coke, or 10 to 15 cups of green tea. And some signs we've had too much caffeine include insomnia, jitteriness, heart palpitations, excessive sweating, nausea, and headaches. So there are no outward signs, so people don't get too jittery from drinking too much caffeine.
Oh, they said jittery, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, it does say
Yeah.
jitteriness. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah,
sounds
so-
like hyperthyroidism, which I don't think is a coincidence.
No.
No,
Oh, really? So do you think coffee brings that on?
I don't think it brings it on, but I think they're basically the same thing. Just your system gets overstimulated and it just kind of goes nuts.
I didn't even look for this yet, but there is a story because it says 4 to 5 cans of Coca-Cola. I have heard a story now that Coca-Cola has gotten very, very political.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody gets
They
political.
did a while back, I remember.
Yeah.
Would you look it up, Andy, and see it? Coca-Cola is it's something about they're supporting one candidate over the other and asking people not to vote for the other. So why would you do that if you were Coca-Cola? That makes no sense at all.
No. Your Diet Pepsi has 47 milligrams.
47
that was
milligrams.
pretty close.
So that's not bad. So I could drink about 6, 7, 8 of those a day,
Yeah.
which I don't.
But it's not. It's the salt and all the other stuff isn't what's bad for you.
There's no salt.
There's
in
no
here.
sodium?
What the hell are you
The
talking about?
aspartame is what I think.
Yeah,
I'm
aspartame.
not a fan of the aspartame. It makes
No,
me feel
I
sick.
agree. I understand what you're saying there. Water, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural flavor, aspartame, potassium benzoate. They had all kinds of stuff in there. They got a lot of
All
stuff.
sorts
in
of
there.
molecules. So apparently what happened with Coke, so they have a custom can maker website.
Yeah,
So
right.
you can order a custom can.
Right.
And if you try to put in Trump 2024, it doesn't let you do that. But if you put in Harris Walls 2024, it does. But you can't put in Harris 2024.
Really?
So it's not that they blocked Trump but allowed Harris. It's that they did a terrible job of blocking anything.
Okay.
Because like Harris 2024 is not allowed, but Harris Walls 2024 is.
What?
Harris 2024, if you don't capitalize the H, is allowed. So whoever programmed this website did a very
Really
terrible
bad.
job of blocking
Really bad.
blocking political cans. That's all it
Wow.
was. Trump 2024 lowercase also works.
Really?
So they literally just hard coded in Harris 2024 and Trump 2024 case sensitive, and then we're like, good enough.
Oh man, they must have shipped that from overseas. My
I
wife
think so.
my wife deals with that a lot,
Yeah.
offshore contractor stuff. And
Yeah.
She said you'll get one, it's phenomenal, and then you'll get another one.
Yeah.
Can't tie their shoelaces.
Well, the thing about this kind of form is that regular expressions are not difficult, or string searches. These are super easy. You could implement that in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever made it apparently didn't know the most basic things about programming.
Right.
So, and now everyone's up in arms because it's like, oh, it's not letting me do my candidate, but it lets me do this other candidate
geez.
or whatever.
You know, who did that song "Living on Tulsa Time"? That was a good song.
Don Williams.
Don Williams.
Yep.
Can we? He's not alive anymore, though.
No,
He died,
I'm pretty
right?
sure he's gone.
Can we get a relative to recut the song "Living on Jewish Time"?
Living on
Josh Arnold.
Jewish time.
Living on Jewish time, Josh Arnold.
That's why we always say ish. It's noonish. We'll have
Yes,
I'll be here at
exactly.
9:45-ish.
9-ish. No question about fired up about tomorrow night. Going to dinner. Going to go see our pals, Sammy.
I'm looking forward to it. Sammy's looking forward to
Sammy's
it.
a
That'd be
great
good.
guy.
Uh-oh. I just tested. Josh Arnold 2024 does not work.
You can't do it.
No.
You can't. How about if it's lowercase?
Let's see. Well, let's
You
see.
would try to
Tom
do
Bernard
lower.
2024. Nope, can't do that. I think they've shut
do
the
that.
thing down basically, except for
Oh.
approved phrases, because they were like, "Oh, it's so crappy. We have to, we have to freeze it for a little while."
Well, I do have to ask you guys a question because I don't understand. How do people get so locked in on one thing? Like yesterday, that was a good example. Sitting in this chair and this chair, Gelfand was where you are.
Oh,
And
I'm going to switch seats
Michael-
just for that.
Michael Bryant was sitting here. And I said, I opened the show by saying, "Oh, look, these two are sitting on my left. What a shock." Right? I have friends that are way left, way right, middle, bouncing on.
Now did Gelfand get on your case?
Oh, he always does. He always does. I don't understand. And again, most people do like this. He does. The other thing about it is he gives you the finger the whole time. I don't even think he knows what he's doing. But I still do. Somebody explain to me why I would be upset and hate somebody because of their political views. I don't get that.
Well, a lot of people out there think that if Donald Trump gets elected, he's going to kill every gay person, every minority.
Oh God.
And everyone who supports him knows this and wants it to happen.
Is that right?
Mhm.
I don't want any gay people or people of color murdered. Is that okay with you? But I also don't stab Jews in the back either, like
No.
they do.
Well, never mind.
What do you mean, like they do? Who are you talking about? They do.
The left
Are you
is not
talking
exactly-
about all the nice people when I first moved here?
Yes, I'm talking about them. That's right.
That did that to me. It took me a while to learn. I said, wait a minute. If you don't like something I'm doing, tell me to my face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to that. I grew up on the East Coast. If you didn't like somebody,
You said so.
you said so, or you
Yep.
didn't associate with them. That's very easy, but you don't come up to somebody and say, "Oh, you're such a wonderful guy," in front of them, and then behind their back say, "Oh,
Oh.
he's a real SOB."
I hate it.
Mm.
I hate it when they do that stuff. But I just don't
That's
get
a
it.
Minnesota thing, 1,000%.
It is. That's true.
I mean, I really don't care, what you are, but as Governor Walz liked to say, it's none of your business. Okay.
How is it none of my business?
Well, you've heard him say, relating to numerous things.
Yeah.
We have a saying here in Minnesota, it's none of your business.
Okay.
And I think he was referring to women's, it's no longer talking about abortion, it's talking about reproductive rights.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's none of my business what somebody wants to do with their body. Oh, if you want to keep out of my business, or then
Mhm.
what the heck were you doing in 2020?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is that?
Mhm.
Or I'm getting a little rant. Excuse me.
Not
All right,
you.
go. Preach. Testify.
Preach, baby.
I'm preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to the choir.
Was that your Goyim voice? The hell is
There you
that?
go. There you go. No, that's the voice I have to use around my dogs.
Yeah, there
They
you
don't
go.
they don't like the deep voice. Preach. Yeah, you talk about, here's what Donald Trump, he's going to kill everybody.
Oh, God.
He said he's going to be a dictator. Ipso facto, he's a threat to democracy.
It was a joke, for Christ's sake.
Okay, but
Oh, God.
it's okay if we want to pass a law that says, we're going to suspend rules in the Senate to a simple majority, not 60 votes, a
Right.
simple majority,
Right.
because we believe that we need to pass a national law for abortion. Or the next one is we need to suspend the 60 vote majority because we'd like to add 6 justices to the Supreme Court.
Oh, God. They're doing
Because-
that. Yep.
Why are we doing that? Well, we don't like what the justices do. So if we have 6 more, then it'll be 9 to 6, and we can ram through anything we want.
Yep.
Okay, Trump is the dictator.
Mhm.
He's the threat to democracy.
Yep.
But wait a minute, what group is talking about changing the rules of the Senate to suit them? And of course, if the Senate comes up this time 50-50, and should Harris-Walz win, then as happened during the last 3.5 years, the vice president cast the deciding vote. And we saw somebody very proud of passing the quote unquote Inflation Reduction Act,
Right.
which does nothing to reduce inflation.
Right.
And is everything to promote, we'll say, targeted businesses promoting the Green New Deal. Now I kind of segue here, because if we're talking about promoting the Green New Deal and green energy, which so far has been extremely expensive,
Really expensive.
not to mention has hurt the environment. Take a look at some of the problems that are just offshore the United States in the Atlantic Ocean,
Right.
with the windmills out there falling apart and not working. And that when they're falling apart, you're seeing 100-yard booms that have fallen off these things. So 100 yards of fiberglass
Great.
that is now floating in the sea in a major fishing area. Now, how is that helping
It's
the
not.
environment? How is it helping the fishing industry? And how is that helping to produce more power? Not
One bit.
not happening. And now, because of, we'll say what I call Internet 3.0, the rise of generative artificial intelligence, which is going to take a while to develop, of course, but for all the large data centers that are going to be constructed or needed to store the data and help process that data, you need a lot of power. And that power is always on demand and always needed. Wind and solar are not always on.
No, they're not always available.
And then there's the use of batteries, which I don't think the batteries are necessarily eco-friendly.
No.
And then, of course, since my number one son is now living in Tampa, and they have we'll say a weather
Event.
event, which I'm told is caused by climate change.
Oh God, what a joke that is.
Okay, but nonetheless, if you
Oh.
had an electric vehicle there, good luck trying to plug that in
Mhm.
because there is no power, and power could be out for a week or so
Yeah, it
in
could be,
certain
yeah.
areas, and it's not just in Tampa, but definitely in Tallahassee, which is
Further north. Yep.
further
Look up
north and out
direct
on
hit,
the
right?
on the bend. And then if you start looking at the path of this, which goes all the way up to, we'll call it the center of the South,
Mhm.
going up to, including Tennessee, center that would be one of my favorite cities up to Nashville. Going to be a lot of heavy rain
Yep.
and wind damage.
Yep.
Now, good luck trying to plug your car in if the power is down,
Yep.
and good luck if you have an electric stove or oven or electric heat.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't want to use fossil fuels. Come on. I'm sorry, I've now gone a little bit overboard here.
No, you haven't, because all the pollution in this world, literally 99% of it, comes from the Eastern Hemisphere. And nobody will ever
No.
address that issue.
No.
There are what, 6 times more people in the Eastern Hemisphere than there are in the Western Hemisphere?
Yeah,
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones polluting the hell out of it, dumping their garbage in the ocean, India and China doing that. We are not polluting anywhere near as much as them,
Nope.
but we never criticize them for it. do
Nope.
we?
It's all our fault.
It's all our fault. Yes.
Yep.
Total lie. So you're going down a good path.
Okay.
They got to blow it out their ass. How about that? There you go. What do you think?
Well, we'll switch to something else. The consumer confidence number came out today.
We'll switch to something.
Here we go into the financials. They call that a segue. Where
Yeah,
I'm
well,
from.
segue to that.
Yes.
Consumer confidence number came out today and it was better than expected.
Good.
Why was it better than expected? Because it comes from it's used to be known as the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Number. Did the University of Michigan football team win the last couple weeks?
I have not followed, so I don't know.
College sports, University of Michigan beat the University of Southern California last week. Of
Oh,
course,
okay.
the Michigan consumers are going to be happy. Football team won. Big win over a California school that probably the only time they would have played there
Mhm.
until the Big Ten expanded to include, some of the schools from California.
Would have been the Rose Bowl.
What is the
Would have
Big
been the Rose
50
Bowl.
now? Big 10 went to the Big 50?
It's
or what
like
the-
it's
Jesus.
ridiculous. Yeah,
It's insane.
it's like
Gophers
20,
have no chance of
20
winning a
teams.
game.
No,
No chance.
Yeah, well, you'll fill the stadium. You'll fill the stadium when UCLA, USC come to play, or Oregon come to play the Gophers.
All right. And we'll approach this head on. This will be the first time since 1968 I didn't go to one Twins game all year. This team has sucked so badly all year. Didn't go to one game the entire year. They just won't spend any money. Why should I spend my time when you won't
Right.
spend any money? Makes no sense.
I'm with you. I haven't gone. I went 2 years ago was the last game I went to,
I love
or
going
last
to
year.
Twins
Last year I
games.
went to a game.
Loved going to the Twins games, but they just won't spend any money on it. So,
Well, I've spent a lot of money on the Twins.
You have, yes. Well, yeah, you do nice events.
You're their team. You're their number one fan.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as I'm the number one fan, but I am a fan, and it is disappointing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Disappointing. It was like I was growing up rooting for the Phillies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was, geez, the Phillies got the 5th place this year. It's
Oh,
a
boy.
wonderful season. They're not in 8th place or last place at that time. And of course, the most disappointing season, I do believe, was it 1964, with the Phillies in the lead, in first place with about 10 games to go. Lost them all. Cincinnati.
All of them?
Cincinnati takes the pennant.
That's it.
And that was just one pennant against the other at those times, right?
Correct.
There were no playoffs.
There were no
Whoever won-
playoffs.
Nope.
Yep.
Very,
Oh, God.
very.
Josh had to be talked down off the ledge.
Yeah, and get him off the ledge. No question about it.
It was only a three-story drop.
So you'd only broken a leg. Darn it.
Yeah,
And it was on the grass, and it was a sloping hill,
Yeah.
Now the Twins cannot possibly make the playoffs. They've only got 3 games left, and
They
even if
have to
won
have so
all
many
3.
people lose and
Yeah.
other people collapse that
Did
I don't
you
think
see?
it's going to happen.
Did you see the graph of the year the Twins had? They were like, ooh, doo, 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 doo. Yeah. They were climbing all year long, got to the last month and just fell apart.
Looks like a mem stock.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. But I don't know. I love the Twins, but I just can't stand watching them now. They're terrible.
How do you go? And this I don't understand, and it applies to a lot of